have a crazy video for you. They found a couple of the leakers who are giving away and informing of ICE raids, et cetera, inside of Department of Homeland Security. So this is the news alert on this, and we're going to watch this and react.
Security Secretary Kristi Noem says that they have identified the leakers who exposed the locations of upcoming immigrations and custom enforcement raids. This is a big deal, and our Bill Malugin has got the details. Bill.
Yeah, John, good afternoon to you. Just a short time ago, DHS officials confirmed to Fox News they say they have identified two people within DHS who they say they have caught leaking information about ICE operations to different targets and then put those operations in jeopardy. We got to.
So here's the issue with this, guys. If you don't understand how this works, law when they do these raids or they do these events with ICE for illegal immigrants, the first thing that they're doing is obviously right now they're identifying the most dangerous people, right? Like that's who they are targeting at this current time, right? This is not, Mildred who does dishes at some rich person's house. This is known criminals who have deportation papers, should not be here, and are violent or dangerous offenders. That is right now who they are targeting at this moment where this is made. So when there's people inside of Homeland Security leaking this information to those people, that puts the officers and the normal people who are going out and handling these situations, your neighbors, your friend, anyone who's a police officer that you know, love, or respect, these are the people that are being put into harm's way by that. Because again, how they typically do these things is it's a go in like hell hath no fury and surprise these people so they do not have time to injure or kill the law enforcement agents. That is the point of how they do this thing. Now, they obviously have to get certain paperwork and everything else. There has to be communication so that, people aren't weirded out at the fact that there's 20 dudes with, fully loaded out with guns about to go into some apartment building, right? Like that's why they do these things. So there has to be channels of communication. So if those communications get leaked, not only are all the enforcement officers in danger, but everybody in the buildings at which these places live are, because again, they can put in explosives, they can put in bombs, they can put in anything to just level the area or level any evidence or anything else. And they don't care about any of the collateral damage that may cause. So this is a huge, huge issue when you think about the safety of the public and you think about the safety of the law enforcement officers, which are non-criminal U.S. citizens.
Video from DHS Secretary Kristi Noem herself making this announcement was just sent over to us. Take a look.
Everyone, I wanted to give you a quick update. We have identified two leakers of information here at the Department of Homeland Security who have been telling individuals about our operations and putting law enforcement lives in jeopardy. We plan to prosecute these two individuals and hold them accountable for what they've done. And we're going to continue to do all that we can to keep America safe.
I want you guys to understand one thing about Kristi Noem. I think she would be a phenomenal woman to have in power. She will never get elected president. And I'm calling this right now. She will never be able to do it because she's too pretty. Okay? She's just too pretty of a woman to get. The problem is she won't get the female vote because females will look at her and they will immediately downplay her because she's pretty. If you don't believe me, why do you think Hillary Clinton got to where she got? Besides, offing anyone who got in her way. Because she looks like a bridge troll. Right? Women aren't intimidated by that. They don't care about that because she looks like she played softball at LSU. Okay, so I'm just saying.
And a DHS spokesperson also sent us the following statement on record, which says, quote, "We are preparing to refer these perpetrators to the DOJ for felony prosecutions. These individuals face up to 10 years in federal prison. We will find and root out all leakers. They will face prison time, and we will get justice for the American people." Now, to that point, we do want to point out that this is just.
I will say this. They need to maximum penalty these people. And they need to make it aggressive, and they need to go above and beyond that, and they need to do everything in their power to ruin these leakers' lives. And I mean absolutely ruin. And the reason that they need to do that, it's not because I'm an a-hole, okay? I promise it's not. It's because the penalty has to be stiff enough to deter these people from ever doing it again. and to make the people who are still doing it, because it's not just two people, to make the people who are still doing it go, yeah, I'm done. These people are screwed. So it has to be fast because, again, we want these people out of here yesterday, right? So this has to be done quickly. And the only way to do that is to streamline the process with these people. And once they're proven guilty, because that's important, right? As we're finding out with the Tate situation, once you're proven guilty of a crime, there needs to be swift and maximum and aggressive punishment that sends a message to everybody else who would do it. And the fact that these two guys just have to be the messenger, well, shouldn't have leaked ICE information to try to get illegal criminals a heads up that they were going to be taken out of the country. You are a treasonous traitor. You should be tried as such, and I think you should be dealt with as such.
Just a referral. It is ultimately going to be up to the Department of Justice on whether or not they want to move forward with prosecutions of these alleged leakers. You have to keep in mind these individuals, whoever they are, will also have due process, and they would have to be either found guilty or put in a guilty plea if we want to talk about any sort of prison time. But guys, this is obviously very significant. You're looking at video from an ICE raid in Aurora, Colorado last month. I was on that operation. It failed. It leaked. There were media reports that the raid was coming.
Keep in mind, guys, because most of you don't have a memory longer than a month, okay? This is the place where they took over an entire apartment building with a illegal immigrant gang. And then the news tried to say, well, it's only one apartment building. The correct amount of apartment buildings that illegal immigrants gang should be able to take over is 0. Anything above that line is completely unacceptable that we're knowingly allowing.
Days in advance. The same thing happened for an operation here in Los Angeles. Another operation in Virginia just leaked a few days ago. There was also another leak in Chicago. These leaks have been widespread. It has happened multiple times. They have seemed to be getting worse and worse. And we've seen people from the...
Notice every city that it's happened in is in the left, FYI. Democratic ran. Just in case you cared, just if we're keeping track of tallies, none of the things that they just said were in Republicans.
Trump administration going on television saying that these leaks are putting ICE officers in jeopardy. It's putting the operations in jeopardy, and that they're going to track down, find these leakers, and prosecute them. And according to DHS and Secretary Noem, it appears they've taken the first step towards that process. Again, they say they've identified 2 people within DHS. That's important. They're within the Department of Homeland Security, so they're privy to this information, and they're going to seek to prosecute them. They'll send those referrals over to DOJ. DOJ will take a look at it. It will be up to DOJ to decide whether or not to move forward with any type of potential prosecution. But some breaking news here on this Friday for you guys, John.
Yeah, it needs to be